Are you there? Is this working? Is this on? Is this on? All right. Hey, everybody. I'm again here at the hospital, and I'm in the family waiting room, which is weird. Well, no, so my mom is she had to have some medications, and so I left the room, and then I keep waiting to see if people are going to come in here, which if they do, we'll deal with it. I'll just be like, all right, hang on. But anyway, welcome to the show. Welcome here. Welcome to the Martinis. Thursdays are, they're not hump day. They're not Friday. If it is Friday for you, congratulations. And, give it a little shout out right there for I am all about the 10-hour work week. If you have to do a 40-hour week job, it is so much better to do it 4 days, 10 hours, than it is to do it 5 days at 8 hours. I mean, it's such a waste, and you don't 2 days. I mean, you go home Friday, you sleep. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't seem effective. You don't really have that weekend to yourself. But when you have the 3 day weekend, that's why people get excited about 3 day weekends. It's like, oh man, what are we gonna do this weekend? You start making plans. You want to do things. Uh, but the 2 day weekend is way too slow, way too small. So anyway, a couple things real quick. So one, you know what? It's so sad. They had everything set up ready to go. Then they came in to the room, and I had to leave. And when I left, it cut my channel off, and I had to reset. So let me. I have to reset. So let me find this. This is this I found this really interesting. This is about Summer Wells. Okay, so there is so much chatter about this case these past couple of days, and it all revolves around this dude right here. Um, so there's this Jose guy. No way Jose is what I call him. And I don't know anything about this. I don't know how true it is. I don't know how the internet discovered this guy. But supposedly he's the guy that was like staying with Candace and the kids while Don was in Utah working. So he did an interview on some YouTuber's channel, and he starts off his interview with he goes, um, "Okay, so I have mental issues," and I just start busting up laughing. I'm like, "Wait a second here! Like you have mental issues like that? Oh my God. Don't start an interview with saying I have mental issues, okay? Not if you're going to be taken serious." And boy, I really hate talking in a muffled voice. I hate this so bad. Anyway, so this is him. And this person, I don't even know the site here. It's this person here, the Independent Rap Uploader. So they put this up, and there's no volume to it, but it's an informational like collage, right? So it's like it shows this guy's thing, and then it goes, look, in 2011, he was arrested for lewdness involving a child. Now, I don't know what in Utah lewdness means. Um, I think my very existence in Utah might be lewd to some people. Uh, but no, it's uh I assume, and I haven't looked into this. I know nothing. There's nothing legal here. This is the problem. Once you go to law school, you gotta say all the time that you're offering no legal advice. You're not giving any legal opinion. These are just random thoughts you're having. And uh, I mean, I need to have a warning all the time. Anyway, I I would I would guess, I wouldn't be surprised if you told me that lewdness involving a child might be something like I don't know. I mean, everything from like urinating in public uh, to I don't know. I mean, there's some bad things, but it's see. Here's the thing. It's a misdemeanor still. So anything sexual with a child is usually a felony. Um, Lewdness might mean behavior, as in like uh, I don't know, public drunkenness, maybe. I don't know Utah's laws, but anyway, so that was one of the things they picked up on. And then let's see here. Fast forward this. His current address is for some reason Weber County, Utah. I guess that's Ogden, Utah. I guess that's where Summer got her name. Um, okay, these are the addresses he had in Utah. That means nothing to me. More addresses. Look, Don is from Utah also. Well, so what? I mean, who cares? Unless you can tell me that Roy, Utah and Ogden, Utah are close to each other. And again, I haven't looked at a map. I've been to Utah though, and that is a big old state. Let me tell you what. Uh, Maps do not do justice for the western states. They are huge. Um, so let's see here. Fast forward. There's Don's from okay Ogden. There you go. There's a connection. They're trying to say Ogden, Utah, and now so okay. So Don knew the guy they're trying to say because like in his interview he said it was like a friend of his wife ex-wife's had a place to stay, and that was the one that was like it was at the Wells house. Oh, Rebecca King, awesome. Yeah.
Hey
Oh,
guys,
hang
so I
on a
want to
second here.
warn you,
Let me
the
pause
video
this.
you're about.
Okay, sorry. I can't do StreamYard. Okay, I'm on laptop. So I gotta go back and forth. I'm sorry I missed these um, uh, chats here. Okay, thank you. I sound fine. Great. That's who I want to stay around. My children, some of the rap sheet and mental issues. Exactly. Yes. This speaks volumes. This is for it for everybody right here. It's like, but here's the funny part is that you know we don't want that person around, but then I'm also sitting here going, is this person real? I mean, are they being serious about what they're saying? And I don't know what they end up saying. I know now there's see here, I think Sully got me into looking up is it Angel Talks Too Fast? And anyway, I saw one of her things today, and somebody else had done a video where they went out to Warriors Path State Park, where that video is of summer swimming. I have a video of when I went out there, and actually I was thinking about making another trip there, just so because I guess like people are something about the depth of the water and whatnot, and I'm like I really think everybody has, and a lot of people that have made comments about it, I don't think have ever been in a lake. This man did not get arrested for seeing Kumbaya to puppies. No, Rebecca, he did not get arrested for that. Oh, um, yes, the most awful thing there is, and not only the person around me or my children. That's true. Cool Frog, it's good to see you, buddy. Man, congratulations! I saw your channel, man. You're really growing over there. I always miss your live streams though because, well, let's face it, I'm in a hospital waiting room. I'd have put a picture up of where I am right now. You guys would get a kick out of this. I might put that on Twitter later. Um, anyway, so yeah, I don't know who Jose is. I'm gonna find out more. Like this interview they did with him was something like 5.5 hours long, and I mean, that's just ridiculous. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Here's the thing: everybody is throwing stones at the wells, and that has nothing to do with Summer's disappearance. And I'm really at this point. She has to be somewhere around that property. Okay. If this is the first time I've ever done any opinion, and I may do a video now that says I am going to give an opinion. And my opinion is that she has to be within probably like 500 yards of where she was last seen. And if she's not there, then you got to be able to rule that out 100%. When I say rule that out 100%, I mean like if you've ever seen uh, like an archaeological type dig, like before they start doing a dig, so like they'll go to places where they maybe they found a relic or something like that in a location, and it's not like Indiana Jones, that's for sure. And you go side by side, and you get like say like 20 people side by side, almost like locking arms type close, and you take sticks and you take a step and you feel around, and you take a step and you feel around, and I'm at the point where I think that we just got to go to that route. I mean, let's just that is the most intense volunteer uh, requiring uh, just massive manpower type search. But we gotta get that one figured out. So, um, children have died in bathtubs only an inch of water. It only takes a couple of minutes with no one watching. You're right again. You're absolutely right. And there is that creek down there, but they've scoured that creek. Um, and I mean, this is out in the middle of nothing. Wait, hold on, Rebecca. You're not the one that lives or has family out there, are you? I can't remember now. Anyway, when I did I did the live stream of when I drove up there to Summer's house. Uh, yeah, Rebecca, I thought it was you. I'll have to go back and check. Anyway, talking about like that area and everything, it is so out in the middle of nothing. I mean, this is family farms that have been since they were homesteaded in the 1700s. Um, it's just yeah, on a map or like on a census, especially like a census map, like it might show like there's um, 25 people per square mile. We'll say. Oh, that's not you. Okay, Rebecca. I'm sorry. I thought it was for a second. I have to go back and check my old. I take notes on my chats so that way I can remember everybody where they're because I really do think, and I've got the greatest group here that jumps on this chat, and if I'm about the point, and this would be so cocky of me too, is that I really think if we spend enough time, I think we could collectively come up with solid answers without going, to that Reddit extreme or that Twitter extreme where they come up with these, um, you know, uh, maybe a UFO came and got her type scenarios. But why did I think it was you, Rebecca? Hmm. Anyway, well, I'll get it figured out. But um, again, Rebecca, you're one of the greatest ones in here, though. So even though you're not from Tennessee, you're not in the area that's this happened in summer. I mean, heck, I'm not in the area that happened in summer. I just know the area. It's hard. It's really hard for you to name a place in Tennessee where I don't know the area. I've just, gosh, I'll have to count one day how many counties I worked in. Um, anyway, so that's it. You see who Jose is. You see what his background is. I don't know. I have nothing else to say about that. I don't know what the point of the Jose story is. I know that he couldn't remember when he was there. Um, it's that whole mental break thing, and he kept talking about like the first 5 minutes he was talking about like his mental issues like four times, and I don't know. It's frustrating because it's such a I don't know. You have this like hope, like maybe this will be what we're trying to find, and then we end up right back at square one. So anyway, I'm going to shift gears here for a second. Um, Guys, yesterday Mitchell jumped in here on the chat. We started talking about movies, and I realized I really do enjoy a good movie. And I just saw that today is Steve McQueen's birthday. So, random thought for you, isn't it? Let me hit up. So, being that this is Tennessee, but this is going to be funny news for everybody. If I could spell Tennessee. Let's see. So, just found out that a state representative was arrested um, for. Well, let me just start reading this. Okay, Tennessee kickback scandal. So, Tennessee House Republican lawmakers say they were betrayed by one of their own as they hired a shady political consulting firm, talked up by a colleague who has since pleaded guilty to fraud in an alleged kickback scheme that also implicates the former House Speaker. Um, let's see here. Jeremy Faison, he's a good guy. Um, so here we go. Faison's comments were in response to a guilty plea on a wire fraud charge by former Republican State Representative Robin Smith. You guys do have this, right? Yes. Okay. So this whole like Robin Smith thing. Robin Smith used to be the chairman of the Tennessee Republican Party. She ran for Congress and lost to what's his first name? It's Congressman Fleischman, right? But is it Ari? No, Ari Fleischman's the other guy. Hang on a second here. I got too many people in my mind, y'all. Too many people. Um. Anyway, the whole thing is that Robin lost her congressional bid. Well, then this House seat came up in the Tennessee legislature. She was wanting to be in politics so bad she can't give it up, right? Well, the thing now is, and there was a lawsuit against her from the congressional race, I think. And I'm gonna have to find that one too. But uh, in Tennessee, a few years ago, Tennessee has always been a Democrat state until a few years ago. And when they took the majority in the House, I think it was a 50-49 majority. There was one Republican, the Republican that was going to be Speaker of the House, and another Republican state representative did not like each other. And so the Republican state representative voted for himself, and he got every Democrat to vote for him also. So he became Speaker of the House. And that guy's name was Kent Williams. Uh, Robin Smith went crazy over it. Uh, Threw Kent Williams out of the Republican Party. I mean, I don't even know that that's possible. But anyway, threw him out of the party. They started all this stuff on Kent. I mean, how they're going to get him defeated and everything else. And it was typical Nashville trying to tell how small Upper East Tennessee county how they were going to live their lives, and it was so it became such a mess, and it was like she had a gosh, it was ridiculous how she behaved back then. Uh, there's no humbleness to her being. I mean, yeah, you can be mad, but I mean, you don't go out and storm out a temper tantrum, okay? So anyway, then she went on to run for Congress, and the guy that beat her, his campaign was ran by another former state GOP chairman, Chip Saltzman. And Chip was, he won. If y'all remember Mike Huckabee when he won the Iowa caucus, well, that was Chip's high watermark. That's his claim to fame. Him and he got Huckabee. He ran Huckabee's presidential election and won Iowa. So anyway, there was a lot of fighting going on, and I just got this all out in like newspaper articles. I didn't know any of these people personally. I still don't know Robin personally or anything. Um, it's just it's funny seeing how how they have everything that they've said has now come back to bite them. It seems like. So anyway, we now have a state representative who was busted by the FBI for running a scandal where they lied about who the guy was, about this political action committee. This is where it goes, but let me take a step back. This is where it gets serious. In Tennessee, state representatives are given a $3,000 per diem per year. And that $3,000 is to send out mailers to constituents, non political mailers to constituents. And, you're supposed to be able to do, like our legislature is supposed to be a part time legislature. And they used to make like $17,500 a year. This $3,000 deal was, and it's funny, what's unique about it was, I want to say, if they didn't spend that $3,000, maybe they got to keep the funds. I don't remember how that works. I'll have to ask somebody. But what ended up happening is so they created uh, this mock company, and Robin started selling all her stuff, which doesn't make sense because she's like pushing people to buy through them, and then she's getting a kickback on the money, but they still have to produce mailers. Yeah, I don't understand this at all. I have no idea at all, except for the fact that she was shady to all of her representatives, to all of her colleagues. She lied to them about it, and she lied about her involvement in it. I mean, and that's what they have in the indictment. They have a flat out lie from this. And I'll have to do the reading for that. But this just amazes me because it's if you commit fraud or you do something that I have seen people turn against a candidate for office because they felt like he didn't keep his word to another candidate, whether or not that was even true or not. They just felt like it wasn't very gentlemanly the way he acted, and because of it, people did not vote for him. Now let's see here. There's another one here, which involves Glenn Casada, who was then the Speaker of the House. This is what gets me about all this. Glenn Casada had to step down as Speaker of the House because this other guy, Cade Cothran, who was the Glenn Casada's chief of staff, he was the one that made up this fake, bogus company. And then he started sending out like explicit emails and or text messages. Oh man, I just had a moment of clarity. I know something that I can't talk about. This is wonderful. I'll have to work on my thoughts and see if I can bring this up later. I just realized something. So anyway, Cade Cothran was sending out like uh, dirty jokes is like to Glenn Casada, the Speaker of the House. Like there were like racist jokes, sexist jokes. I think he sent like pictures, like nudie photos of like chicks that he was with. It's so weird. I mean, it's stomach turning to me because look, I joke around. I like to have a good time, but there's some things I take with an utmost yeah, an utmost forbearance of respect to, and it's people like religious places is one of them. Another one of them is historic places, and um, uh, another one is like just history as a general, and like the law, for instance. and it absolutely it eats at my stomach. The thought of doing something perverse to your taxpayer just absolutely gnaws at me because there's you're given everything. You won a popularity contest. You can make money legitimately. You don't have to do it this uh, backhanded way. Maybe she saw it as a way to do it quicker. I don't know, but it's the whole thing is just weird. But yeah, Kay Cothran, he also evidently like sent out a message or something like that, that he snorted cocaine off his desk at work. And if any of this stuff is wrong, then I apologize. This is the best of my memory from the articles that went on during the time frame. Um, but I just know it just this whole thing's weird, and uh, he just it's weird to see that Robin got eaten up with this, and especially because some of her comments throughout the time, and her whole like moral high road when Kent Williams, she was all about kicking him out of the party because he voted against the guy she wanted to be Speaker of the House. It's just this is a it's just a vile bunch, and they're all this Middle Tennessee thug. Uh, Tony Soprano idolizing group. So I don't know. I'm gonna have um, I'm gonna have some more stuff. You'll see, because I have an endless amount of knowledge about this stuff. Oh my gosh. I mean, there's so many things I could talk about, just the history and uh, just the way things are. Uh, I find it extremely interesting, and I think you will too, because I do know what I'm talking about it. And I'm not here to put anybody down. I'm not here to undermine anybody. I'm not here to interfere with any type of investigation. Oh, I need to think about that. Yeah, I definitely don't want to interfere with an investigation. But I will be keeping up with this. And I know that Robin gets a sentence October 17th. And in her plea deal, she pleaded out that she will squeal, she'll tell everybody everything she knows if the federal prosecutors will lighten her sentence. And right now she's facing a 20-year sentence. Um, Fraud, waste, and abuse is a huge factor. That's how everybody gets taken down in state government or federal government stuff. Um, the state is adamant all the time about don't send out emails with anything you don't want to be made public to everybody, and that's honestly you should communicate like through Twitter. I mean, you should just open a Twitter account. You can do like a private account maybe, but I just leave the tweets open. Like I wouldn't even message each other that way because those are you have a feeling of privacy when you're doing that, and it's nothing's private. And I'll tell you, like, especially after the whole Hunter Biden thing happened, I'm at the point where I don't use email. Like, I check email now when I remember it, but email is, if you can't talk to me about it on a tweet, then call me up or let's get together sometime. It's a nasty, weird situation. I don't know. I don't know what's going to end up happening. 20 years, my listeners don't get that time. Yeah, Rebecca, you're right. They don't. It's um, where was the article? Let's see here. We're talking about like, it's like hundred some $1,000 that were spent. Um, Swing Solutions. Let's see here. There was. See, this is a different article, I think, than what I read last night. Um, the last one was talking about uh, her sentencing. Her sentencing is like October 17th, I think. So, let's see here. Let me see if I can look up. Sorry. I don't know how I missed this. Like the Tennessee Star had it and everything. Tennessee representative. Yeah, I know. I don't have this on the screen for y'all. I'm just kind of talking out loud right now. Do you guys hear all that in the background? Anyway, let's see if she has on here what else happened. Karen Sexton. No, I don't see a. On that one, I don't see what the indictment's, how long that's for. Uh, you can read the indictment. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, yeah, this is what I love. I want you to know that serving the great people of the district and indeed all of Tennessee has been truly an honor. I resign in the deepest of humility and out of respect for the role of public service. It's so weird. Um, there's the whole thing. I don't want to see that. No, I just want to see. Yeah, it's like 20 years if I'm not mistaken. Why could I find? Why was this up? Oh wait a second. You know what? I'm on the wrong browser. I bet. Boom. Okay. Sorry guys. I was on the wrong browser. So it has a maximum penalty of up to 20 years, up to 3 years of supervised release, and a fine of up to $250,000. So anyway, yeah, it's a big deal. Uh, and here's what kills me is this is the second time in Tennessee this has happened. Like I make maybe 10 years apart or something like that. A long time ago, well, even before then, there's one. It's like every 10 years, Tennessee has a scandal like this. So, Lamar Alexander, when he got elected, the FBI went to the legislature and asked if they would sign, if they would swear him in early, so the former governor couldn't pardon a bunch of people that the FBI had under indictment. Um, Maybe it's TBI. I forget what it is. Anyway, uh, then after that, there was the Tennessee Waltz was one, and then was it Operation Rocky Top? Was that another one? Yeah, I think there was. There's a couple of them. But anyway, there was one where a state representative was part of a deal where they bought tax stamps. He had like a business where he could sell cigarettes, and cigarettes you have to have a tax on them. So it was like say a 10-cent tax. Well, he bought like 5,000 10-cent tax stamps. Then they raised the tax up, we'll say like to 20 cents. So all the packages had legal uh, tax stamps on there, but he was charging 20 cents more, for the tax. And then so all the stuff that wasn't going to the state was pure profit. It's just it's a weird, strange world people live in. Anyway, I'm sorry guys. Like I said, I'm here at the hospital. I'm gonna jump off, but thanks for tuning in. Thanks for giving me a break, and I'll be back later on, hopefully some videos, and you can check out my mom. And until then, guys, love y'all. Thank you, and stay frosty.